Majority Black Detroit matters. Detroit is unique. It's the birthplace of the Motown sound. It's also known as Motor City. And I even heard it had some of the best school systems up until about 1980s. In addition, it has one of the most dense population of Black people. Since the Great Migration, Southerners moved from down south up to the Midwest to search for jobs. So Detroit provided the opportunity for African Americans to make our beautiful city home. Most of them worked in factories and they made about $5 a day to make a living. The Great Migration occurred between 1916 and 1970. So for 104 years, Blacks have had ownership of this land. We have worked this land. We have been a part of this economy. This was the mecca of Black success. We owned homes, we owned cars, we were able to live comfortably. Fast forward to today, the Black population makes up about 78.6% of Detroiters. However, 40% of the population falls underneath the poverty level. My question is, where is our success? Even though some may own homes and cars, we aren't living so comfortable. We are facing foreclosures, we're facing water shutoffs, our schools are underfunded, and our crime rates are high. I could go on forever about our issues. Success levels should be reflective of the amount of tax dollars that we pour into our community. Our success levels should mirror the amount of time that we spend working just to make ends meet. We should be successful economically, we should be successful safety-wise, and we should have overall health and wellness in our communities. What I do know is that corporations run majority of economic power, not only in America, but also in Detroit. And again, my question is, how is this equity? In 2017, Trump created a tax bill that was supposed to benefit poor neighborhoods, and they called them opportunity zones. It was supposed to lead to new housing, businesses, and jobs. But what ended up happening was that profits went to high-end apartments and hotels. It only employed a small amount of minorities, and poor people did not benefit. This robbed African Americans in Detroit of their homes. It widened the racial wealth gap, and 1 out of 4 properties were subject to foreclosure. I ask again, how is this equity? Let's talk about Midtown. Monies have been poured into Midtown, and personally, I've lived in Midtown. And at first, it was affordable, it was close to work, and I felt safe. But it was not a long-term housing solution for me. I lived there for only 3 years because grant funding ran out, and every year the rent increased. Now I live in a regular neighborhood in Detroit, but the resources are lacking. Grocery stores have a bad reputation. There's lack of economic stability, and I don't always feel safe in my home. Meanwhile, modelmedia.com quotes Midtown District as one of the safest places in Detroit. They say major crimes in Midtown have decreased by 52% since 2008. Of course, the year where they started pouring money into it. And that significantly outpaces the 18% decline citywide over that same period. Another site, smarttravel.com, listed downtown Detroit as mostly free of the types of crime that plague some other parts of the city, like gangs, drugs, and the like. I ask again, is this equity? Why does my neighborhood suffer in maintaining essential resources like adequate grocery stores, small businesses, and safety? And even when we have resources in our neighborhoods, they're either underfunded, hard to come by, delayed, or unnecessary. The Fitzgerald neighborhood had a redevelopment project that took 3 times longer than promised to complete. Or what about the installment of islands on Livernois Avenue in the Avenue of Fashion? It took months to complete and it forced small businesses to close. This is not equity. And when I ask myself, what can I personally do about the government's inability to take care of our needs, I realize that although we may not have a lot of money, our strength is in our numbers. And together we are able to make a change. We should educate ourselves on racist policies that reinforce structural racism. We should also support local businesses, especially African American businesses. Moreover, we need to organize. We need to join groups like Detroit People's Platform, where regular citizens like us can fight against inequities in our city. And last but not least, we need to vote. We need to vote for people who represent our issues. We need to vote for people who uplift our community, and we need to vote for people who stand for equity. Thank you.